Welcome to another Haas tip of the day. Now, in machining, very few things are as practical as finding the edge of a part, touching off a tool, or picking up a hole. That's why in this tip of the day, we're going to be manually picking up a hole using all kinds of different indicators. Okay, so here's our part. Now, when I set my G54 work offset on the back left corner of this square stock, right, I just use an edge finder or my indicator. Now, we made an entire other video showing you how to pick up an edge. So if you need to learn how to do that, watch that other video. What we're doing right now is picking up a hole. This part is really abstract. There's not a straight line on it. It's nothing but curves. So I took one of these holes and I drilled clean through it in the first operation. So when we put this into our jaws for the second op, all we've got to do now is pick up that hole and set that as our G55. Okay, so to pick up this hole, I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these indicators, and I choose this guy. This is a nice vertical indicator with an axial support. Basically, the principles for picking up this hole with this indicator can be followed for using all these other indicators. If you can follow what I'm doing right now, you'll be able to pick up any hole with any indicator. Now I'm going to jog somewhere above the part. Before I get too close, I'm going to stop and I'm going to rotate this indicator by hand. And what I want to do is tap my indicator about until the ball at the tip of my indicator looks like it's not moving. Now, if this takes a little bit of time, it's time well spent. So I've eyeballed this thing pretty good. Now I'm going to jog my indicator down above the top of that hole. And I'm going to get it pretty close in both the X and the Y. I'm going to go ahead and put it on 1 thou increment, 0.001, and see how close I can eyeball this to the center of this hole. It's a good idea to take your time with this. Make sure that you're pretty well centered on that hole before we drop in and start indicating. Now, this is really important here. When I grab this hand wheel, I always move a few clicks in the clockwise direction rather than just grabbing the wheel and going Z negative. And there's a reason for this. If you didn't press the right increment, if you were on 0.1 increment instead of 0.01, if you didn't hit the right button or you're on the wrong axis and you move down, you could drive that indicator right into your part. So try getting in the habit of moving clockwise a few clicks first, so if the machine happens to lunge, at least your indicator didn't get crushed. Okay, so I'm going to move up. We're in the right increment. And now I'm going to jog down into the hole, maybe 1/8 of an inch, about 0.1, 0.2 inches. Once there, I'm going to grab my indicator and I'm going to pull it towards myself so that it makes contact with the sidewall of the hole, somewhere near the middle of the indicator's travel range. Now, some indicator mounts have little adjustable thumb wheels that make this part of the process really easy. Now that I've made contact, I'm going to rotate this until my indicator is following my x-axis. Once there, I'm going to zero out my indicator. Now I'm going to rotate my indicator 180 degrees and see what my numbers are. It looks like I'm off by about 10 thou. So what I want to do is split the difference. I'm going to jog about 5/1000ths of an inch to the right, and then I'm going to go ahead and re-zero my indicator. Now I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep going back and forth along the x-axis only until my indicator needle reads 0, facing both ways, both to the right and to the left. Now rotate the indicator so it faces you. We are now measuring along the y-axis. Jog the y-axis on the smallest increment possible, 0.0001, until the dial reads 0. Matching your x-axis readings. Now we're going to repeat this whole process over again. We're going to check the x's, make sure they're even, and then we're going to move the y-axis until it reads the same as your x-axis did. We're pretty much done. I'm going to rotate this around to see what the backside looks like in the y-axis. It looks like we're done. I can rotate the indicator all the way around and see that the needle is staying right there at 0. We've found the center of our hole. The center line of our spindle is now directly above the center of our hole. At this point, don't touch anything. We're going to go to the work offset page, and I'm going to go to G55. I'm going to press part 0 set to set my x-axis location, and part 0 set again to set my y-axis location. Okay, we're done. Let's go ahead and pull out this indicator, and we'll just start explaining